It is a pleasure to recognize Jeff Chilson, who has completed the first 10 speeches in the Competent Communicator Manual. This is the first milestone in the Toastmasters quest. The attainment of this award is made possible through the assistance of those with our recipient today, our rising stars. This is an occasion for pride and joy, as well as a time for serious reflection. The Competent Communicator is the first recognition offered in Toastmasters, and the wearer of the Competent Communicator Award is the embodiment of Toastmasters' best efforts and beliefs. Jeff Chilson has distinguished himself through his continued performance of actively completing projects in Toastmasters. He is trained and practiced in his communication abilities. Jeff Chilson, you are deserving of this first Toastmasters award. However, wear your award with humility, as others will be looking up to you as an example. May the Toastmasters promise be your guide today and onward. Jeff Chilson, you now have a new, more intense obligation, not only to your club, but to your community. The knowledge you have gained in all areas of Toastmasters will better enable you to be prepared for the future. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. This award is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man. As a competent communicator, you have achieved this first mark along the Toastmasters journey, and this is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your fellow rising stars. I charge you to undertake your Competent Communicator Award with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do in every office to the highest level. So live and serve, that those who know you will be inspired to finer living. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts, their skills, and abilities to the development of effective leaders and dynamic communicators. Help to build Jackson's future by continuing to set an example of creativity, dedication, hard work, and courage. Jeff Chilson, you have dedicated yourself to the development of your skills and your future. As competent communicator, you become a guide to other Toastmasters. You become an example in your community. Remember that your actions are now a little more conspicuous, and people will expect more of you. All that you achieve will reflect not only on you, but your fellow rising stars. The torch you carry is not only yours, but it is also ours. Rising star Jeff Chilson, we are finally at the point that you have been waiting for. Having confirmed all readiness for the reception of this award, it is now time to formally present the high badge of accomplishment. By the authority invested in me by Toastmasters International, it is my privilege and pleasure to pronounce you a competent communicator. May the promise you have taken always remain with you. Congratulations. I award you the Competent Communicator pin. You'll be the only one with the original. And this is your first speech manual. And we'd like to present Jeff his Competent Communicator Award. You may take the podium.
Fellow club members, thank you very much for the recognition, the gifts, and above all for kind of standing with me a little bit through this journey. I appreciate making this a very formal occasion. That's very nice. I do appreciate ceremonies. As I've been thinking for the past couple of weeks, after I finished my project number 10 just a couple of weeks ago, I've been thinking about Toastmasters, how it's set up, a lot of things that we've been talking about today, how the educational program works. And a couple of things have come back to me as I've kind of had this path over the past few months. It's been a bit of a wild ride, but the first thing that keeps coming to my mind is it is hard work. I learned most of all, I didn't expect this. I kind of thought I'd be learning more about vocal variety and gestures. And sure, you learn about those things. But hard work, I think, is the thing I learned most. I learned how to plan out those speeches, how to prepare them, most of all, how to practice them. I kind of came to my own realization, if I haven't practiced it by myself about 10 times, I'm not ready to give it. And that was just kind of the first revelation. It's like, boy, it does take a lot to really present a good speech. The next thing that I learned was this idea of confidence. I kind of thought it was humorous. I was reading the Toastmaster magazine. That's one of the things they actually kind of pitch now, is they talk about Toastmasters where leaders are made, but it's also where people become confident. I also remember way back when, probably the third meeting, Jerry Gray, one of our club mentors, was speaking. And he was talking about that famous quote from Toastmasters, we don't make the butterflies go away, we get them to fly in formation. I was sitting there back in the table and I was thinking, there's no way. That's not my personality, the butterfly is always going to be there. But I did find a lot of confidence and some truth to that statement. For me, the watershed moment was right around when I gave my fourth speech. That one, so some people might remember, I gave a speech on the legend of St. Patrick. And a few things kind of came together at that point. One was, it was the first speech I gave without notes. The second was, I reluctantly, with Joy and Randy's help, kind of got pushed into the international speech contest. And that put me in a little bit of a pressure situation. I had to do it here in the club, then went on to do it in the area contest, also got involved in the evaluation contest. I had some success doing that. But I survived it. I did it without notes. I survived it under pressure, did it a couple of times, had some success. When I came back and I gave that fifth speech a few weeks later, it's like, boy, this isn't so bad. This is pretty good. And I was already kind of planned, had my next speeches all lined up. It's like I had crested the hill, and I was just going to coast right on down to the point where I reached this accomplishment. And anybody knows that somebody says to you that you're a good speaker or something like that, it means something, but it means something completely different when you cross that finish line. You really get that boost of confidence. And the last thing that I've kind of learned here, and Joy mentioned this also, is that this is kind of a club effort in getting someone to this point. I have valued all of your feedback to me, both the positive, but also those statements that have helped me to grow. I can think of a lot of them. In particular, I remember with Sarah one time, my second speech out of the gate, she said, you know, you really have got to give some more personal examples. You've really got to bring it home, connect your speech and your words, and make those come to the audience. Sam, about the same time, said, you got to bring some of that emotion out. And I learned, hey, I got to prepare so I can be more, show more of emotion, so that I'm more relaxed when I'm speaking. Matt Paul, of course, told me that Proxima over there has 2 focuser knobs on it. I remember Joy saying, when it comes to vocal variety, you just got to rip the lid off it. Just really getting me to do that. But I've had some great opportunities here to take chances too, and people have been very receptive to that. I mean, I would never sing the opening to a speech, but I had a chance to do that once. That was great. As far as my competent communicators is concerned, and as Joy has kind of encouraged me to do, this is just kind of the first finish line I really want to go on, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to now work on the next manuals. So I'm looking forward to the next steps in the education process. I'm very thankful for what Toastmasters put together to keep me growing, keep stretching my limits. But if you've ever been out at twilight, you'll notice that you'll see that the sun is setting, and there's all those colors in the sky. It's a sea of color. But as you look around, you start to notice, hey, there's a star over there. And you might look over there, hey, there's another star over there, and then there's another star over there. And they're always kind of there, but you just didn't notice them right away. I kind of feel that's how I walk into this club every Wednesday. There's a lot of talent in this room that's realized, some of it is yet unrealized. People here are very talented. They're leaders, they're community servants, they have vision. Some people are just great at having that listening ear. And so I'm very privileged to be a part of that. And today, I feel like I'm that way. I'm this one star in a sea of stars. I have the privilege of being the next star that's announced. To my fellow club members, Toastmasters, your star is rising, has risen. Keep working on it. Don't give up on it. Keep shining bright. Thank you very much.